What is your name, please?
My name is Commander Malcolm Ross.
What is your name, please?
My name is Commander Malcolm Ross.
What is your name, please?
My name is Commander Malcolm Ross.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Commander Malcolm Ross and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Papermate. You know, there's really no reason that shopping has to be a chore because there is a Papermate gift pen for every member on your shopping list. Believe me, you'll find them at the Papermate gift bar. Now, may I introduce our panel? First, Miss Polly Bergen. Next, Mr. Don Ameche. Then Miss Kitty Carlisle. And finally, Mr. Tom Poston. Panel, may I ask you to follow along as I read this copy of the affidavit. I, Commander Malcolm Ross, United States Naval Reserve, am a research administrator with the Office of Naval Research. I have made 7 balloon flights into the upper atmosphere to altitudes as great as 86,000 feet. My most recent flight on November 28th and 29th with a fellow scientist added significantly to our knowledge of the planet Venus. A 16-inch telescope through which we could study the planet was mounted on top of the balloon gondola. The flight covered 28 hours at altitudes as high as 15 miles and in temperatures ranging to 100 degrees below zero. Despite a mishap which sent me to the hospital for observation, the flight was a complete success. Signed, Commander Malcolm Ross. Panel, you heard these 3 gentlemen all claiming to be Commander Malcolm Ross, Navy research balloonist. Gentlemen, as soon as you're comfortably settled, we'll proceed with our game and begin this questioning with Tom Poston. Tom?
Thank you. Commander Ross, number 2. How's that, Paul? Commander Ross, number 2, can you tell me who is credited with inventing the first lighter-than-air balloon?
With inventing the first lighter-than-air balloon, I think we could go back to Archimedes' time for that.
Who made it, number 2 still, who made it very popular in France?
We could go to Blériot for that.
You're pretty up on it. Do you know another one? Well, let me put it this way. I suppose you know many if you're really Commander Ross. Commander Ross, number 3, could you tell me what the mishap was that sent you to the infirmary?
After landing on the flight last week, the parachute was blossomed by the surface wind, and there was no real injury, but I was taken to a hospital for checkup.
Polly Bergen.
Number 1, what is the balloon full of?
Helium.
Helium. Number 2, it says that you were viewing the planet Venus. What is the unusual thing about the planet Venus?
Well, there are several unusual things about it. First, it's comparatively close to us, a matter of 20-some-odd million miles.
Mm-hmm.
It has a filmy covering that obscures the view from time to time, which I think may be what you're looking for.
Thank you. Number 3, who was the gentleman that you traveled with?
Charles B. Moore.
Charles B. Moore. Number 1, where are you stationed?
I'm a meteorological administrator at the Office of Naval Research in Washington.
In Washington. Number 2, where are you?
I'm in Washington, Building T3, 17th and Constitution, Office of Naval Research.
Number 3, where are you?
Don Ameche.
Number 3, where does the rank Commodore fit in?
Commodore is a retired rank in the Navy. It's an inactive rank. It's senior to captain.
Number 1, where does rank Commodore fit?
I'm sorry, I didn't...
Where does the rank of Commodore fit?
Just below Rear Admiral, looking at it.
Number 2?
It fits in between Captain and Rear Admiral of the lower.
Number 3, how many feet do you fall in a free fall a second?
16 feet per second.
Number 1?
Same question.
Yes. Number 2, how does the weather affect the climb of a balloon?
Well,
You're speaking of temperature, I dare say. Is this what you mean?
Yes.
Well, the balloon rises because of the principle of the lighter density of the supporting gas in the balloon. And this is done as a matter of, it will rise in relation to the variation in the difference in temperature between the, as we ascend. And if you want the lapse rate on the way up of 3.6 degrees per 1,000 feet or more, I can go into this too.
Kitty Carlisle.
What is the difference? What is the thing you found? It says here you found something on Venus. Wait a minute. Yes, you added significantly to your knowledge of the planet Venus. Number 3, what did you find different?
Water vapor in the atmosphere of the planet Venus.
That you didn't know about beforehand?
That is correct.
Number 3 again, what sort of training do you go through to reach these tremendous altitudes, not altitudes, cold? I can't bear the cold. It just drives me crazy to think of you that cold. Was it cold inside the gondola?
It was cold inside the gondola, yes.
And how do you train for this?
There's no way to train for that.
Sit in a tub of ice cubes, I guess.
See, now, we started this with Tom Poston, so I guess that's the end of the round robin, and it's time to vote. So, panel, without consultation among yourselves, will you please mark your ballots? And as you do so, select, of course, number 1, number 2, or number 3. Remember that the team of challengers will get $250 for every incorrect vote. Everybody voted? Polly, who is your choice?
Well, I'm sure it's number 1 because he was so quiet, but I have to vote for number 2 because he did such a good job that even if it isn't him, he deserves the vote.
That's your merit badge.
I mean, how much reading do you have to do to learn that much?
Don Ameche, your vote.
I voted for number 3. I didn't find any wrong answers. I thought I know a great deal about this thing called balloons.
Kitty.
I voted for number 3. Number 2 had a great deal of information, but I think number 3 looked more like a fellow who's been that cold.
Tom, which one do you think is the real one?
I voted for number 2, Bud. Now, try to follow me here.
All right.
So I'll tell you, the reason that I did is this. When Don said, how fast do you fall freely in the atmosphere? He said 16 feet per second, right? Now, to the best of my knowledge or memory or whatever, that's correct. So that when he asked number 1, if number 1 knew that number 3 was the right one, he would have said 16 feet per second, right? But he didn't know. So he couldn't make up his own answer, and he didn't want to corroborate what he wasn't sure about with number 3. So I voted for you, Bud. And I think
Balloon going up. Very logical, but how right or wrong we'll find out in just a moment. Remember all of his reasons, however, and we'll see whether we justified them as we discover right now which one of these gentlemen is the real Navy research balloonist. So will the real Commander Malcolm Ross please stand up? Well, Commander, whether you look cold or what, I don't know, but...
I think they should hire number 2.
You do.
We need your kind of men, sir.
Knowledgeable men.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right. Okay, let's find out about the others now. Number 1, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
I'm Dick Knapp for the J. Walter Townsend Company in New York City here.
And number 2, your real name and what you do, please.
My name is David Hebb. I'm with Key Color Studios, an independent national chain of photographic studios.
See, in his studies, he has what you call a photographic memory, and that's why he did so well. Gentlemen, you did real good. It was fine. It was a 50-50 proposition, which means there were 2 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $500 from Papermate. And on the way out, you'll find that there is a famous Papermate Capri Mark III pen for each one of you. I know you'll enjoy them. Hope you enjoyed yourself here tonight, did you?
Exactly.
We certainly enjoyed having you. Good night and good luck to you. Now let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Eleanor Moses.
What is your name, please?
My name is Eleanor Moses.
What is your name, please?
My name is Eleanor Moses.
Panel, please listen while I read you this affidavit. I, Eleanor Moses, am a stewardess for the Northern Consolidated Airlines of Alaska. I am a native Alaskan and belong to the Athabascan tribe of Indians, the members of which are often mistakenly referred to as Eskimos. I am currently on a goodwill tour as the Ice Cream Queen and am visiting various cities in the interest of that product. The only other time I've been out of Alaska was when I competed as Miss Alaska in the 1958 Miss Universe contest. Signed, Eleanor Moses. Three charming young ladies this time, panel, all claiming to be the Ice Cream Queen from Alaska, Miss Eleanor Moses. All ready to play our game, ladies?
Yes.
All right, then let's begin this questioning with Polly Bergen. Polly?
Thank you, Bud. Well, they could all be Miss Universe. It's very difficult. Number one, as a stewardess, are you allowed to wear glasses?
No.
Number two, where was the Miss Universe contest held? Number two.
Oh, in Long Beach.
She can't hear with all that fur right there. Number three, do you have, where do you live in Alaska?
Fairbanks.
Do you have the long nights and things?
Yes, we do.
How long are your nights when they're the longest?
Well, in the dead of winter, 6 hours.
6 hours?
We only have 6 hours of daylight.
Oh, a daylight, I see. A lot of night flying, in other words. Number one,
Count Ameche.
Number one, where was this contest held?
Long Beach,
No,
California.
in which you won, you became the Ice Cream Queen.
Fairbanks, Alaska.
And number two, what was the prize?
Well, for promotion for
Number three, what was the prize for winning the contest?
a trip to Long Beach, California.
Number one, what was the prize?
$500 scholarship.
Number two, what is the flying time between Alaska and New York? Number three?
It's not my route.
Number one, what is the flying time between Alaska and New York? I beg your pardon?
Don't know.
Kitty?
Number one, do you know who Miss Alaska was at the Miss America contest in '57?
Stuart Johnson.
Number two, what kind of product is the Ice Cream Queen? Is that, or is it just that you're the queen of a certain kind of ice cream?
Well, there isn't any specific ice cream involved. It's just for the industry.
Oh, just the ice cream industry in
Yes.
general. Number three, who makes all this ice cream?
Well, there's no particular ice cream involved. It's
All the ice cream makers have banded together.
Yes, that's right.
I see. Number one, can you tell me exactly how all the things get into Alaska that you need, building materials, etc.?
By boat and by highway and by air.
Tom?
That didn't eliminate very much. What's the
Maybe
rest?
they didn't carry any.
Oh, didn't carry any. Number one, Miss Moses, please. What is the breed name of the Alaskan dog?
Huskies.
Anything else?
No.
Do you know a breed name of the Alaskan dog, number three?
No, I don't.
How about you, number two? It's funny. No, I asked number three.
Number two can't hear.
Number three. Number three. What is the ritual that the pilot and co-pilot go through before a plane takes off? What's that called, number three?
Warming up.
Number one.
That's it. It's time to vote without warming up, without consultation. Will you please mark your ballots once again and vote as you did before for number one, number two, or number three? Everybody voted? Polly, you're fast tonight. For whom did you vote?
I'm fast but wrong. Have you noticed? Huh? I don't know who it is, but because there's a rule that you have to vote for somebody, I did. I voted for number one. She gave a couple of answers. I don't know whether they're true or not, but she came up with answers that were answers to questions that were asked when somebody else didn't, so I did vote for her.
Tom, would you mind repeating your reason for the last round once again at this point? John Ameche, please, your vote.
I voted for number three.
That's who I think it is.
It worked well for me last time, so I thought I'd try it again.
Okay. Kitty?
I voted for number one because I've been to the Miss America contest a couple of times, and although the lady that she said was not Miss America in 1957, it was Dolores, I nevertheless felt that the
I bet you're going to feel funny when I tell you it's Miss Universe she's talking about.
Well, but she said she knew who the Miss America
Miss
was.
Universe, baby. Miss Universe. Universe.
Well, I'm voting for her. I'm voting for her because she said they got $500, and in the Miss America contest, they generally got money prizes as well as trips. So I thought that was the reason.
Okay. Tom?
Now I don't know whether I was telling her something she didn't know or not. Did you know that all along? I don't know either. I forget now who I voted for. Oh, there it is. I voted for number 1. Gee, but I did want to ask her, or I will if it sounded to me like she said the first name of last year's Miss Universe winner was Stewart.
I thought so, too, but we'll find that out later. Because
Anyway,
we can't
number
do any
1
questioning
didn't not know any answers, but what about the Malamute? Isn't that a dog up there? I wondered what happened to the Malamute.
Could be a real dog anywhere, I guess. Well, let's see now how right or wrong we are as we discover which one of these ladies is the real ice cream queen from Alaska. So may I ask the real Eleanor Moses to please stand up. It's pretty hard to elect one a beauty queen from among those 3, I'll tell you. Number 2, would you tell us your real name and what you do, please?
My name is June Otani, and I'm a commercial artist, and I've never been to Alaska in my life.
Take your little shawl down. Show them your ponytail. Go ahead. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Number 3, would you tell us your real name and what you do, please?
My name is Laila Benitez. I'm from Manila, Philippines. I write, produce, and perform on radio and television.
Thank you very much. Well, we check and find that the panel did real well. There were 3 correct and only 1 incorrect for a total of $250 from Papermate. And, of course, for you ladies, you will find a lovely new Papermate Lady Capri for each of you. You certainly didn't enjoy yourselves any more than we did having you here. Good night and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Now, panel, let's meet our 3rd team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Raleigh Newman.
What is your name, please?
My name is Raleigh Newman.
What is your name, please?
My name is Raleigh Newman.
Listen to this affidavit, panel. I, Raleigh Newman, have been a professional hunting guide since I was 17 years old. My specialty is waterfowl, and like any proficient guide, I am expected to attract the ducks or geese to the blind by calling. That is, by imitating the particular call of the bird we are hunting. I am an expert in this field. I won the International Duck Calling Championship in 1956 and the World's Goose Calling Championship in 1959. I am the only man in history to hold both of these titles. Signed, Raleigh Newman. 3 gentlemen here, panel, claiming to be the one whose name is Raleigh Newman and who is the champion duck and goose caller. And we'll start this round of questioning, if you're ready, gentlemen, with Don Ameche. Huh?
Thank you, Bud. Number 2, what's the furthest distance you can shoot a duck with a 12-gauge gun?
I'd say around 50 to 75 yards.
Number 3?
50 yards.
Number 1?
Around 50 to 60 yards.
Number 2, what shot do you use in shell shooting ducks?
You can use number 4 or number 6.
Number 3?
Number 6.
Number 1, what shot would you use in shooting geese?
Oh, number 2.
Number 2?
I'd use number 2.
Number 2, how much, at 50 yards with a 12-gauge gun, how much would you lead a duck in full flight?
I'd say about between 6 and 8 feet.
Number 3?
I'd agree with that.
Kitty?
But are any of these gentlemen going to favor us with any of their calls?
They're all going to shoot at you later.
I'd like to hear a goose call.
Well, you can't now, but
All
you
right.
may hear some later.
What is the whooping crane distinguished for, number 1?
The what?
The whooping crane.
Bad call.
Where it's scarcity.
Bad coffee, sir.
I hear Poston, but I didn't hear number 1. He said a bad cough.
Or
What do
it's
you say?
scarcity.
Scarcity, yeah, thank you. Number 2, why is it that you have to get up so early in the morning to shoot ducks?
Well, because at nighttime they feed and they come back to the water at daylight, and you're supposed to start shooting the ducks at sunrise.
Do they move at sunrise? Is that the reason?
They come back
Number
in the
3, a
water.
goose
Tom
is
Poston.
monogamous. Oh, I'll never find out if a goose is monogamous.
I bleed for you, Kitty. I really do.
Gosh, I'd ask him, but I don't know
How can you go through
how.
life without knowing such a thing?
Number one is, be quiet, please, Kitty. You're on my time. Yes, they are. How's that? Number one is a
He doesn't know
poodle.
a thing about it.
Me either. Is a poodle a hunting dog, number one?
Well, we never used dogs down where I was, but other people do. And
Number two is, well, gosh, I don't know how to follow that up.
Poodle is not a hunting dog anyway.
Thank you. Number two, would you say a poodle's a hunting dog?
No, sir.
Number three?
I'd say it wasn't.
Gosh,
I've never used them, put it that way.
Number three?
Holly?
Ring your bell.
Number one, if you want to shoot at some geese, and they're flying in a large group somewhere, and you want to try to get more than one of them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, more than several shots. I mean, more than one shot. You want to try to hit more than one goose. Would you aim at the one in the rear or the one in the front in order? Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. This is important because I learned this. If you want to get more than one, would you shoot your first shot at the one in the front of the group or the one in the rear of the group?
You try to hit the real one.
The rear one. Number
Yeah.
two, is that true?
No, I would shoot at the lead goose.
Number three, what would you do?
I always hit the one I shoot at. I shoot at the first one.
No, wait.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You know, time is just like those geese. You shoot them in the rear, they move faster. They got it. Time is up, and it's time to mark your ballot. So please do, if you will, and vote for number one, number two, or number three. You all set?
You all think it's funny. I have a very good reason for asking.
Well, which one do you think is the real one, Bob?
Well, it's number one by all means because it is. Because you always shoot at the one in the rear, so the ones in the front don't know anybody got shot. It's true because I saw it on Sergeant York's. He said that. So it has to be number one.
Okay.
If it isn't, it's phony.
Right, the next
Gary
duck
Cooper
that I
should
see
never
that's
have
been
won
shot
the
in the
Academy
rear, I'll
Award.
tell him all about it. Don, your vote,
I
please.
voted for number two. He had, I didn't find any wrong answers that he gave. I thought his lead for the
He said you
ducks.
shoot the one in the front, and that's not true, Don.
Well, the ducks that he shoots, they're not quite that intelligent. They don't know.
They fly backwards. That's right. Kitty, your vote, please.
Well, I would have thought it was number three because he said very well, but he's not old enough to have learned all that. So I voted for number two because I believe you shoot the first one. Because if you miss the first one, you're liable to hit the second one, and it's safer.
All right, Tom, what about you?
That's right. I voted for number one. And a poodle is very much of a hunting dog. It's a water dog. And if you want to find out, open up their paws and you'll see the webbing in between their paws on a poodle. How about that, number one? I still voted for you.
Be careful they don't open up their maws while you're doing it. All right, now, let's find out which of these three gentlemen makes our panel guessing right or wrong. We have 2 votes for number one, 2 votes for number two, none for number three. Gentlemen, would you all stand up, please, and prepare to do a little duck calling for us? I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, this may sound easy, but this is a real art, and it requires terrific skill to really imitate the actual call of the animal in question. All right, will the real Raleigh Newman please call? Well, thank you. If we had time, I'd ask you to give the call of a duck that's been shot in the back. Well, anyway, that's number one. Would you tell us who you really are? You really
Just wait till I speak to Gary Cooper.
My name is John McCormick. I'm a New York representative for Coatis Tuber Company, importers of cotton mill waste.
Thank you, sir. And number two, would you tell us your real name and what you do?
My name is Berlin Whitaker, and I'm a sergeant first class in the United States Army.
Can I ask number two?
Very
Have you
quickly.
done much duck hunting, number two?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you sure is.
All right, let's see how many incorrect votes we have. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, for a total of $250 each of $1,000, gentlemen. That's plenty of geese, you got to admit.
Ducks came.
When you get outside the theater, you don't know what's going to come. There's a famous paper-made Capri mark, 3 pence for each of you. Hope you had fun. Good night. Good luck to you, and God bless you. That's all we have time for tonight, except whack, whack, panel.
Whack, whack, Bud.
Whack, whack, Bud. This is Bud Collier saying good night from Paper Mate and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production in association with the CBS Television Network. This program was pre-recorded. Miss Bergen's gowns by Four Seasons Dress Shop, Knoxville, Tennessee. To Tell the Truth has been brought to you by Papermate. Remember, there's a Papermate for everyone on your Christmas list. This is Hal Sims saying goodnight from To Tell the Truth.